If you are a Black woman, kinky hair, big ass lips, we all know how Black men be perpetuating certain kinds of beauty standards. Are we gonna pretend? Are we really going to pretend that that's not a thing? So I've been seeing y'all, because I've been working, I haven't really been on the TikTok and the social media, but recently I've come across this video that apparently has gone viral. Let's watch it.
Hey y'all, so I'm trying to learn how to wear my natural hair untouched. This is how it looked when I woke up. Y'all was talking about all type of moisturizing, gel, this, that. I have product in my hair, dude. The hair is very moisturized, bitch. This is just how the hair look. That's what I don't want to run from anymore. This is what the hair want to do, so I have to let it do what it want to do. I want to learn to wear it completely shrunk. I don't want to stretch it. The hair is not meant to be long, will never be long. And it's time society came to terms with that. How you gonna tell me how I was born is ugly? Like, stop fucking playing with me. Anyway, it's a struggle, bitch. I'm fucking struggling. You gonna see, bitch. Like, I'm struggling to accept how it looks so bad.
It's shaped like that from the side.
Anyway, I put this outfit on. Let me tell you right now, I can only pull white boys with this hair. But I'm not mad, to be honest. Anyways, this is the back. The back was eaten, bitch. Lotion on the stomach just to help me out a little bit more. Yeah, bitch, it's hard as fuck to do this, but I'm just gonna try, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna try.
So that was just like a very relatable, cute, funny little video from her name on there is Lip Gloss. She did that like very relatable video about learning to accept yourself and your 4C hair. At the beginning of the pandemic on For Harriet, I had a little round table. I mean, you know, what I always do, I hopped on live to talk about my hair struggles and like how I was really going through it, you know? And like there was no way out because we were locked down at that time. And so many Black women came on and we just talked about insecurities, just like flat out, plain, unvarnished insecurities because of decades of not only internalizing images, but people actively saying weird, fucked up shit about your hair. And it makes me so sad that after the natural hair movement, after the Fotki or whatever, Fotki, you know, remember Fotki? Okay, Black girls, where you at? Where, you know, it was like a message board. After the blogs, after the YouTube videos and the Instagrams, that, you know, it's been more than a decade that young women are still feeling the exact same way about their natural hair and their natural hair texture. And I can't even like really say shit because I don't wear my hair in its natural texture. I can't say shit. It's too much work to get my natural hair to be looking like, you know, it's heat damage, it's right. So I've opted out. But it does make me sad that like, there's no progress. So you saw at the end of that little TikTok, she made a little throwaway joke saying, oh, I'm only going to be able to pull white boys with this hair. Ha ha, hee hee, funny, funny. But that turned into a whole thing? She, ha ha, hee hee, I can only get white boys. Black men decided to latch onto that and then start dragging this girl. I'm like, first of all, can y'all discern tone? What's going on? Being literal is a sign of low literacy. So y'all don't see that this girl is obviously making... But of course, anything is an opportunity to jump on Black women, particularly Black women that do not fit the ideals of desirability. So they jumped on that girl, dragged that girl. For what? First, before we get into it, let's watch her follow-up.
So I don't know if y'all gonna see this, but basically I'm gonna reenact what happened on Twitter because I don't feel like explaining it. Day 3, wearing my natural hair. I can only pull white boys with this hair. What the fuck you just said? You dirty, dusty, armpit hair having ass, ugly ass bitch. You can't pull Black men because you're nasty as fuck, you ugly bitch. The hell she talking about she can't pull Black men? Hold on, because I'm going to screenshot a picture of her face and I'm going to screenshot a picture of her ass. I got $30 to spare. I'm going to pay $30. I'm going to link her his profile. We're going to see. And tell me why it was Black men on the profile liking her pictures. She trying to spread a false narrative about Black men. And see, now I knew the internet was mean, but I didn't know y'all was white women crazy like this. I didn't know that. I don't know, y'all. I'm about to get a regular job. Y'all never gonna see me again. Maybe. We gonna see. Because I don't want these type of problems. For natural hair, I don't want these.
It's okay. This entire thing is such bullshit, you guys. It's such fucking bullshit because we all know if you are a Black woman, dark skin, brown skin, I'm brown skin, but obviously, you know, I got big ass features, Negro nose, Jackson 5 nostrils, kinky hair, big ass lips. We all know how Black men be perpetuating certain kinds of beauty standards. Are we gonna pretend? Are we really going to pretend that that's not a thing? We really gonna sit up here in 2022 and pretend like it's not? Look, let me just tell y'all. See, this makes me so mad because this is all a result of revisionist history. I started for Harriet as a blog in 2010 in my college dorm room. And I remember one of the reasons why I wanted to start for Harriet was because I felt like there just were not enough spaces for Black women to tell our stories and share our experiences and know that we're not alone. And it was about colorism and it was about featureism, even though we didn't have the word featureism back then. It was about hair texture discrimination. Now it's called texturism. It was about wanting to be desirable and being afraid to make certain aesthetic decisions because you want to be desirable, because the men around you are sometimes explicitly saying, oh, I don't like that nappy shit. And it's not just men. I'm not just saying it's men, right? Because we all, you know, had an auntie, a grandma, or whoever, somebody at your church saying, oh, what are you going to do with your hair? But we're particularly talking about the realm of desirability and the kind of power that Black men have when it comes to partnership with Black women. We've already talked about this. Black men have too much power in the dating market, and they're able to exercise that power via expressing their desire. We're not going to pretend like overtly or covertly, just via who they choose, who they lust after, who they post, that Black men have not actively participated in the denigration historically and contemporarily of 4C hair, because we're all socialized into anti-Blackness. We're not going to pretend like that's not a thing. We're not. So when this girl is saying, oh, maybe I can get a white boy now, it's one, a throwaway joke. It's two, a tacit acknowledgement of how historically and contemporarily men do be expressing certain kinds of preferences. And men will say, oh, I love kinky hair. I love natural hair. You don't like teeny weeny afro, nigga. That's not what you like. That's not what you're posting. That's not what you're liking. That's not what you're lusting over. You're lusting over Tiana Paris with her beautiful, like huge, long 4C hair. We're lusting after Janelle Monáe. I don't know if Janelle Monáe has 4C, but she has natural hair. Beautiful, big, full, thick, natural hair. Don't fucking play with me. Don't do that. Because we all know. We all know. And then that shit gets spun around, and she talked about the men who decided he was going to download her fucking pictures and upload them to dating profile and then perform some sort of raggedy fucking weirdo social experiment just so he could come back and get some followers and say, well, I posted this and it's not, white men didn't even like, it was only Black. Are you fucking, y'all are deranged. We gotta make mental health care free. Obamacare is not enough because we're not doing well, you guys. That's fucking crazy. So not only is that shit unhinged, but again, gaslighting because y'all fucking know. Y'all fucking know. Look, white people and white men are anti-Black. We know. Duh. Nobody's denying it, duh. But when Black women are saying, oh, I can get a white boy now, what they are saying is so many Black folks, Black people in particular, have it so ironed in their head, that your hair says so much about who you are in the world, who you aspire to be, your class position, what you want to do, what you deserve. And of course, that stems from anti-Blackness, but that anti-Blackness does show up in a very particular way among Black people. That's not to say that white people or white men are just, loving it and putting black hair on a pedestal. That's not to say that. It is to say that we all know. I've said before, beauty is a commodity for women. And women are a commodity for men. So obviously, black men are going to be drawn and exalt and praise and lift up a certain kind of aesthetic, an aesthetic that speaks to desirability and class position and proximity to whiteness, something that's gonna get you right. Come on, why am I explaining this? Why are we pretending like that's not what? Let's go back to 2010 when I started Period, right? When it was so common, normalized. From 2010 when I was real online to, we'll say, maybe things started to turn in 2016, 2017. Recently, now it's not okay for men to outwardly express their disdain for dark skin, big noses, big lips, kinky hair. But the internet used to be the wild west for misogynoir. Twitter used to be every, and that's where when Tariq Nasheed talks about, shea butter feminists, what is he referring to? When the Ashy men talk about shea butter feminists and they say it derogatorily, what are they referring to? A certain kind of aesthetic, right? That's deemed not desirable, angry, aggressive. That's black men coming up with that, right? Okay. I thought did I make that up? No, I didn't make that up. That's a real thing. Oh, okay. So not until recently, there's been a bit of a shift because black feminists have honestly acquired more power in narrative shifting and narrative building. And now there are consequences when you say crazy shit, crazy colorist, crazy texturist shit. That's recent. It's men who still can't get back on Twitter because they had good jobs and people dug up their nasty colorist, texturist, featurist tweet because they didn't think enough of it to try to delete. Okay. So we really gonna pretend. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. So y'all have decided that because you're committed to a narrative now, you follow the big booty, dark skinned girl pages on Instagram, that this idea that we're putting forth that black men don't have certain preferences. And obviously, do I have to say not all black men? I shouldn't have to say not all black men, but I guess I'm going to say that because people are fucking stupid. Not only was it a thing, like a big thing in the mainstream, it still is a thing. And now, instead of them outwardly coming out and saying, we don't like that kinky shit, they say, oh, it's not because of your hair, you're just ugly. Now that's the new gaslighting. So now you don't have to say, oh, I don't, because you sound anti-black as fuck and you gonna get dragged. So instead of that, you go back and dogpile this girl and say, you're just not attractive. Some people are just not attractive. And that's why. Now this, Julesy made the video, pretty privilege is not a real thing, right? It's because let's break that shit down. You saying it without saying it. It's fucking annoying. I'll bring up this tweet. Here's Lex. This hair conversation is layered and like always, what's missing here is nuance. Yes, it's true. Black women face hair discrimination in the workplace. It's also true. Black women's hair and features can be fetishized by white men. And yes, it's also true that black men treat black women with 4C hair differently. Of course that's true. You know why? Because you treat the people you want to fuck better. You treat the people that you view as beautiful and having the most desirable features better. We're all still struggling with our anti-blackness. Men, women, whoever, we're all still struggling with it. So why would black men be exempt from that? Now, when it comes to the white men thing, let's go back to the white men thing, right? Because I think a lot of people were like, oh, well, white men, whatever. Yes, white people are anti-black as fuck. But I absolutely have seen and experienced, they just don't know the difference. If you went to a PWI or if you live amongst white people, you can be out in the world raggedy, crusty, busted, disgusted, hair disheveled, elbows ashy, feet ashy, wearing the nastiest, crumpled up PJs in the white people seminar. You're like, girl, I don't give a fuck. What the fuck are these white people gonna tell me? Oh, you gonna tell me I need to lay my edges? Get the fuck out of here, Chad. But it's when you're like, oh crap, my African American studies classes today. Let me make sure I do my hair. Let me make sure I put on lotion. Let me make sure I get myself together because Black people are looking at each other. We know when shit is not right. We judge each other via that. You know, white supremacy, like that stuff is so like self-involved that like the nitpicky things of like, oh, edges. It's even like I follow Halise, a great content creator, and she is married to a man who is not white. He's other. I don't know what his ethnicity is, but not white. And I remember her talking about her hair journey and feeling like, you know, as a Black woman, she always needed to have her locks twisted. And her non-white, not Black partner was like, I don't get it. Like, what do you mean that you retwist and what's the thing about having to see the scalp? Because we just have our own things, our own expectations that are rooted in respectability and anti-Blackness and you know, fictive kinship and all of that shit. Y'all have the audacity to deny that shit? Don't fucking play with me. Don't play with me. Oh, and that's the other thing, right? The other thing is, I just think it's so funny. That men still deny colorism's intersections with desirability. You know, that was a big Kevin Samuels thing where he would say, men don't care about skin color. They care about proportionality. They care about and it's like, no, that's bullshit. You know, your preferences, whatever, your preferences are problematic. All Black people are not the same. And I do think that there is some nuance. So I wanted to pull this up about a woman reflecting on how different kinds of people. For Black men, it depends. Hoteps appreciate that it's my hair, but it's 4C, and they tend to be sometimey with the texture love. Hood, hate it. They hate everything about it and will drop a bag on my wig. Suburban, prefer my real hair, but straightened. So the Hotep thing, like I definitely think there is a kind of Black man who likes, you know, natural hair, 4C, whatever, wear it natural, be yourself or whatever. There is. What percentage of Black men would you say that is? Like full 100% all in, love, accept, desire, 4C hair, teeny weeny afro, unapologetically, unabashedly. Do you think it's most? Hood, she's saying, I don't know, like I wouldn't use the descriptor hood, but I definitely think that there is still a descriptor of like old school, like regressive minded Black people who just hate it, like hate. Right. I'm even thinking of like somebody like ignorant, right? Like a Lil Duval. Like I remember Lil Duval being like, oh, I don't like that fluffy shit. Ignorant. And the suburban, prefer my real hair, but straighten. Oh, 100%. Because, you know, that's my demographic, right? My demographic is the suburban Negroes who like a straight hair. Oh my God, when I get my hair straightened, oh my God, right? They do have thoughts about weave. I'm not sure what's the weave thing. I feel like, oh, you know what it is? They do have thoughts about weave. It's because they associate weaves with ghetto. That's it. Yeah. Oh, that's it. So they want their partner to wear straight hair. You know, it can be shoulder length, fine. Okay, it doesn't have to be, you know, down your back or whatever. Straight hair, thick, shiny, body, volume, no tracks. Okay, the respectable Negroes love fresh braids. Yeah, okay. And even braids sometimes can be iffy with the respectable Negroes. I'm 33 and been natural 10 years, and I still have to affirm myself and my hair when it's in its most shrunken form. Anti-Blackness texturism is hard to move through. Yes, I think a lot of us are still fucked up. And people will say, well, that's your fault. You have low self-esteem. That's your fault. But I'm like, that's so fucking stupid. And thankfully, like we're having more and more conversations about this, about the structural nature of beauty. That's what I've always loved to talk about. That's what I'm going to write a book about one day, right? Because it is internal, it is personal, but people also internalize the reactions that they get when they're out into the world. And so if you're a Black woman, it's very easy to do a real social experiment. Do people see you with your teeny weeny afro? And by see you, I mean acknowledge you, acknowledge your humanity, acknowledge your femininity if that's what you're into. Are they flirting with you? Are they opening doors? Are they lifting things? Are they looking you in the eye? Are they smiling, right? And compare it to how do people see you when you have long, straight, flowy hair. Let me just tell y'all, I've never in my life, after being an internet weirdo for 12 years, never gotten more positive feedback on my hair than I did after I got the tape-ins. Never, ever. Online, in real life, at the grocery store, at the airport, at the bar, in the elevator. Never. So y'all are simply not going to convince me that all of these things are valued the same way, because they're very obviously not. Because I know Kimberly with luscious weave gets treated differently than Kimberly with box braids and Kimberly with teeny weeny afro.